I love that. Listen, some stats real quick. We have 150 people here. So there's a bunch of people that you don't know. And as a community that prides itself on relationships and building those relationships, make sure, and we're gonna reiterate this all day, that you make at least 5 to 10, maybe even 15 new connections today. And a connection is when you exchange numbers with somebody so that you can text them when you're not together, all right? So there's 150 of you in here, 22 locations, 2 states, Georgia and South Carolina. Give it up, give it up. So thank you that came over from MC. And then I got some stats on the state of Georgia. This is pretty cool. It's 10,374 members with an average of 332 members per gym. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. All right. So we're going to go to 500 on average next time we come back for regional training, right? That's what we're here for today, is to grow. Because if we're not growing, then we are dying. Okay? It's not change, it's evolution. Okay? It's not change, it's evolution. Evolution is necessary. And so when we get together and we get a chance to go over the burn operating system, when we get a chance to go over your individual breakouts, and we get to do these practice reps, what we're really aiming at is growth, right? To get to that next level. Who wants to get to the next level? I want to get to the next level. I want to get to the next level bad. I know you do too. That's why you're spending your time, your energy, and your effort here. So with that being said, I want to make sure that if you need to get a bathroom break, go get a bathroom break. If you need to stand up and shake it out, stand up and shake it out. We'll do a good job of keeping you guys moving. I think I just did enough of that for 45 minutes, so we might just want to chill and eat a bar and drink some water and chill out for a minute. But as we go throughout the day, all right, this is lecture and seminar style. All right, and the team will explain exactly what we're doing. My job is to not give you the itinerary. My job is to break down from the highest level possible the organization, and then the team throughout the rest of the day, like a funnel, will kind of bring that down to the tactics, right? But if we don't know where we're going, then we don't know where we are, all right? And we don't know where we've been, we don't know how to get where we're going either. The one thing that's never changed in this organization, it's evolved over time, and the one thing that will never change is the mission statement. Somebody raise their hand and tell me what the mission statement itself means to you. I will call on you. There's 150 of you here. I'm not going to stand up here and just talk the whole time. I'm going to call on you. Come on. Raise your hand.
I think this thing stands for me is empower.
Empower.
I know that's something that I push for my members because that's something it did for me personally. I was never an athlete, so I like to inspire and empower people to do more than they were before, because I was never an athlete, which is a surprise to a lot of our members. So that's my biggest thing.
Surprises me too. You are now, right?
I am now.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yep.
She said empower. You can see it right there on that front sheet, that mission statement. Those are not just words on paper, and I'm not going to recite it out loud. Those are not words on paper. Okay, this is who we are. This is what we stand for. My job today is to bring those of you who are newer up to speed, and then to remind those of you who are OGs, who have been here for 5-6 years, is to remind you why we're here and to give you some new, updated, evolved language, ways to do things. Because if we keep doing the things that we've always done to get to where we are, then we're never going to be able to get to where we want to go. We have to do new things. We have to evolve. We are constantly evolving. We have this thing at HQ called the issues list. And my number one goal as the visionary, and Morgan's number one goal as the CEO, is to capture every single issue. That is part of our vision. That is the first part of our vision. Isn't that weird? The first part of the vision is to capture all the issues. Because if we're not getting the issues, then we're not going to fulfill our destiny. And we're not going to actually make that mission statement come to life. It says global scale. It starts here in Georgia and South Carolina, but what we do here over the next 10 years, we're going to be in countries, not just states. And so the mission statement is long, and I like it to be long because we have a lot going on. We got a big heart, don't we? I mean, we got a big heart for what we do. This isn't just a business. If this was a business to me, I would have cashed out a long time ago and said deuces. I'm not in that mode. I'm in the mode of how many people can we impact over the next 20, 30 years? How do we get to be the biggest fitness company, A, in impact, number one, but B, in revenue, number two? And then y'all get to decide as we go forward how big your dreams are inside of that dream. And whether you're here for a year or whether you're here for the long run like me, my goal is to make you a better human, a better person, somebody that has better character, somebody that gets poured into and that wants to pour into others. It's not about you being here for life like I'm here for life, but it is about you being here, and when you are here, respecting the culture, moving the ball forward for the organization, adding as much value as you possibly can. We have summer interns sometimes. We have college students that come in and out of this organization, and our job collectively, you guys, is to be the leadership factory for our communities. The leadership factory. What does that mean to some of you? The leadership factory. When I say leadership factory, what pops in your head? What is it? Creating leaders. Do you think leadership is a choice or a title? Okay, so we don't have to go over that lesson. Leadership's a choice. So the people that step into our building, okay, as a mentor, if I see y'all doing something that I don't think aligns with great character as a mentor, I have to tell you right now. I don't get to wait. Part of being a family, part of being a community that's so close is that we are allowed to rush to conflict together without tearing one another down. And we have a tool for that. What's that called? Feedback. You guys are good. I don't even need to do this today. All right, we're good, guys? We can just wrap up and go home. They know all the questions. No, it's a feedback loop, right? That's an opportunity. Who uses a feedback loop on a regular basis? Raise your hand. Look around. Give me a percentage of the room that has their hand raised. Somebody shout it out. Is 40% good? No, that's terrible. That's failing. That's worse than failing. You don't even get, there's no grade for that. It's like a D and an E and then 40%. It's like bad. Okay, good, great, issue, boom. So Luke's gonna talk a little bit about that today. But I wanna help you be able to regurgitate this mission statement through what we call the core focus. But before I do that, let me back up and let me go burn operating system. The burn operating system is how we do everything. Does anyone in this room, without looking, know the 6 pieces of the burn operating system? There's 6 pieces. Vision, data, people. Anybody else want to finish? Issues? Traction, process. Okay, who was at Summit? Raise your hand. You remember that pie or that circular graphic that was on every presentation? Guys, that is the playbook. Every successful sports championship team has the best playbook and they run it the best. Our playbook is the burn operating system. What the burn operating system asks of me, okay, in that visionary piece of the pie, the vision, it asks that everybody knows the core focus. And if you can look on this page here, you can actually read it. The core focus. This is when someone says, what is burn and who is burn and what do you do? If it's a member, you're inspire, power, and transform through community-based fitness. That's a distillation of the mission statement, and the mission statement is obviously long. So it's so important to know our core focus because that is the lens in which we look through the entire world. Inspire, empower, and transform through community-based fitness. All of the innovation, all of the additional revenue streams, all of the training, all of the BLP videos, literally everything we do is to serve that core focus. There is an unlimited amount of things that we could focus on. And if we try to be good at everything, then we are good at nothing. How many times in this community have you driven down the street and you saw a building just like this and it says Joe's Gym and it says Pilates and yoga and personal training and boot camps and kickboxing and blah, blah, blah. And then you see the last sign, it's a for lease because they go out of business. Because you can't be everything to everyone. I knew that when we first started. Our first core focus, our first focus was Charlotte's Fit Community of Moms. Patrick, you remember that? I used to sling t-shirts out of my trunk that said Charlotte's Fit Community of Moms. I got a signing bonus from the San Francisco Giants. I bought a tricked out car because I've always wanted one. I wasted all my money on it. It was stupid. And I would pop my trunk at 5 a.m. in the morning in a dark parking lot, and I would dig through boxes with women standing there, and I would sell them shirts after camp. If outside looking in, that looks weird. especially when your car has 24-inch rims and tinted windows, look like a drug dealer, right? But since that day, this is a lifestyle, right? What I looked around and I saw a need originally to have an empowering place where we could challenge women to do things they had never done before. No other place was willing to challenge them on. And now, today, in true evolution, we're sitting here as a family-oriented company. A family-oriented company. Empowering families. Because that doesn't change our core focus of women, does it? No, because what's the most important thing to a family woman? It's the most important thing, Caroline Jones, to you in this world, in this entire world. What's the most important things to you? Your family. So how could we possibly serve women at the highest level if we were not also serving their families? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so I'm going to tell you this story because some of you might have this same fork in the road as you hear some stuff today. Alan Huggins, our FAC president, called me and he said, Devan, I think we should evolve into family camps. And I said, Alan, no, not going to do that. Morgan said the same thing. Not going to do it. Sorry. We're not sacrificing what got us here. He goes, you think it's a sacrifice? Let me tell you something. And he talked to me about his family. And then I thought about it for another 6 months, and I was hard-headed as hell and told him no for another 6 months, until he finally came back and said, hey, have you reconsidered? Let me tell you a couple stories of some members when they do bring their husbands in, when they do bring their family in, what it does for them. And we went to the FAC, and we went to the franchise system, and we started asking, is this a gap? Is this a gap? Are we doing the best that we can? Are we serving our communities the best we can? I started asking the questions and try to seek out the information. Because my answer was no. My answer was, things need to be done the way they've always been done before. And because now, Alan and the FAC and the rest of you that were involved in that decision, now we are seeing women who are members at an elevated level of happiness, even more happy than they were before. Because how long has their husband or their wife wanted to come in to the gym, right? How long has their husbands wanted to, be here and they could only come for like one day or or one camp a day or whatever it was, right? Evolution, that's what we're here to talk about. I'm not gonna sit here with this group. Let me ask a question before I say this. Who's been here for less than a year? Please just raise your hand, less than a year. Okay, good. So that's about 10% of you, 15%. I'm not gonna sit here and talk to all you OGs like we're just getting started, right? This is to me a line in the sand. Everybody do this. Draw a line, and then scooch over the line right now. Draw the line and scooch over the line. Step over the line. If you don't, then you're metaphorically showing me you don't give a shit. Scooch over the line. That line in the sand, the line in the sand means that yesterday was yesterday. We're never going to get it back. Tomorrow's tomorrow. And what this organization has showed me is that when I explain to you the why, when I give you the knowledge, when I show you that I trust you and that you trust me, when I give you the truth and there's a lot of transparency, and I give you everything that's on my mind, that's what helps us all move together as a unified front over that line. When I ask you to evolve, when I ask you to say, hey, I know this might be a little scary. I know this, but trust me, I see the future. And that's really my big ask today, is that our trust is two ways, right? That you trust in the evolution of the organization and the direction, knowing that I'm not going anywhere, Morgan's not going anywhere. We fully understand our responsibility as leaders and that it starts and stops with us. Everything is on us. We fall on the sword. Every time there's a problem, it's no one else's fault. It's my fault. Extreme accountability. And I will be happy and glad to do that for the next 30 years of my life, to see you all be successful and to see our membership grow and to be one day, this is our 10-year target, one day, 10 years from now, having 10,000 locations, 5 million people working out in one day, and 1,000 of you people sitting in this room and in other rooms in Burn Nation to be multimillionaires. That is our goal. That's our goal. I already am. So like, in case you were wondering, like people ask me all the time, are you gonna sell? Guys, I had enough. I have enough. I'm to the stage of my life where I have enough. Abundance is there. Now it's about helping you get there. Do you believe me when I say that? I seriously want to see how many of us in this room can get to a life that we never thought we would get to do something we've never done before. And that's what we try to get our members in the gym to do every day, do something they've never done before. And that's what we should be striving for too. So whether you're sitting here and you raise your hand and you're a year under and you're like, dude, I just started yesterday, bro, chill. I'll be like, okay, well, guess what? If you want in the future, those people that didn't raise their hands around you, ask them. Because there's some people already, we're not 0 for 1,000. Let me just be clear. We're not 0 for 1,000. There's a few of y'all in this market that have that net worth already. And my job is to get anybody that wants to step up, build a team, follow the burn operating system, the playbook, follow the core mission, the mission statement, the philosophy, and the core values. Anybody that exudes the core values of this brand has an opportunity. Whether it is you're a big dreamer or you love the grind of being on the mic, or you love the feeling when somebody walks in and you can see the depressive nature on their face and you know they just got in a fight or they've been discouraged for years or weeks and you're that burn ambassador, and we don't sit behind the desk. We open the door so they can hear our bumping music, and we open the door and we say, Julie, today is a great day because you're here. High five, let's get this workout done. The more we do that, or the more you do that, the more that dream can build, the more people you're going to impact. Who's here to impact other people's lives? Raise your hand if you're here to impact other people's lives. Raise your hand if you're here to make money. Trick question, right? Think about this, okay. Here's the goal from where you are right now. Okay, this is the mountain peak you're on. You have a tightrope that you have to walk to the next mountain peak. So from mountain peak to mountain peak, there's a valley. And you're on a tightrope. And that tightrope has winds. One side is going to be the profit wind. The other side is going to be the culture wind. And if the culture wind, the rah-rah, we're doing great, we love burn, we're so passionate, yay! If it's too much of that and you lose sight of the profit, you're going to fail. Because can you impact lives if you have a closed door? And the answer is obviously no. Okay, now the other way, if all I worry about is the bottom line, if it's quarter over quarter, I gotta make my profits, and if you don't make your profits, somebody's getting fired, that's too much on the profit side. So our job as an organization is to lead the way for organizations to teach them and by teaching ourselves how to walk the tightrope from mountain peak to mountain peak and not let the wind blow us too far one way or the other. And the second part of this little metaphor is that there's going to be some shakiness along that tightrope. 3 or 4 or 5 times, that whole ride ain't gonna be smooth. I know you're gonna get across, but the ride is not gonna be smooth and you're gonna step and go, whoa! These are your personal gaps. There's nobody around you. This is your own personal gaps. The character gaps that you have from where you are here, whatever this goal is, to whatever that next mountain peak, it's not a sufficient goal if you can already get there. If you're already the person who has the character, the fortitude, the attitude, the willingness, the resolve, the resourcefulness to get all the way over there, that means you're gonna have to overcome yourself. And we teach that in the gym every day. What do you think we're doing, Trevor, when I come up to you and Ezzy and make you guys do, I just make you do 10 push-ups instead of whatever we were doing. I'm trying to introduce to you as much adversity as I can, because that's a metaphor, for the strength that you'll build when you're on that tightrope in real life and you start wobbling. You're gonna remember the discipline you had. You're gonna remember the strength that you had in those moments. So I'm gonna have 2 pieces of homework for you. The first one is, what mountain peak are you on right now? Because if you don't know where you are, you don't even know where you've been or where you can go. So where are you at right now? Appreciate yourself for all of the things that you have accomplished. Appreciate yourself for all of the people that you've helped accomplish other things. And then I also want you to write a next story. What's that other mountain peak? And that should be far enough away where you cannot do it today because you're not the person that can do it today, but it has evidence and social proof that somebody else in the world has done that before. That's how you set your next mountain peak. And this is a personal conversation because this isn't an organizational conversation, because when you're a part of a team, every individual that's a part of your team, whether you are on the mic for 5 camps a week, or you fill in on Thursday nights behind the desk as a Burn ambassador, or you have 2 mornings a week in Child Watch for 4 hours, no matter how much volume that you have in this building, everybody in that hour is just as important to that member. And because they're just as important to that member that's walking in, that doesn't care how many camps that you work. They don't care whether you've been trained or not. They don't care. What they care about is themselves and how no one else has ever been able to help them, and that's why they're here. So it's our job as a team to have individual responsibility and accountability for ourselves, to take ownership as an individual if you have 4 camps. And then if you're a franchise partner, everything's your fault all the time, I'm sorry. You don't get to be the hero. You don't get to be the hero. Nobody gets to pat you on your back. Don't call me being like, no one's appreciating me. Good, welcome to entrepreneurship. Yeah, no one's gonna appreciate you, so that's why you're gonna make the big bucks, because you get all the risk and you get all the turmoil. You get all the bad stuff. But we do it because we love it, because we want to groom, we want to be leaders, we want to be mentors, and a mentor will know everybody's, not only their mission statement for the company, but a proper mentor knows everybody's personal vision. Everybody on your team, if you consider yourself a mentor, and I say mentor because I don't mean franchise partner, not all franchise partners are mentors, and not all mentors are franchise partners. I think everyone's my mentor because I know you have something, Carolyn, to teach me. Carly, sorry, to teach me. If I ask you the right questions, I know you have something to teach me. So everybody's our mentor. So you need your own personal core focus. You have the companies. Now I'm challenging you to get your own personal core focus. That means, what is your vision? What the hell do you want? What do you want? Raise your hand and be honest. Can we be vulnerable? Raise your hand and be careful, because I might call on you and ask you to show me. If you have a personal vision that you rehearse, that's on paper or digital, that you rehearse on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, raise your hand. Personal vision for yourself. Raise your hand. Okay. 2 people. You guys see where I'm going with this? Mentors ask you good questions. My question for you is, why haven't you? Is it knowledge? Is it belief in yourself? Think about that. You get 1 at bat. I'm a baseball guy. You get 1 swing at life. 1 time you get to step up to the plate. You're just going to stand there? Let them go by? Yeah, all right, I'll go to my grave. See ya. Or are you going to step up and do everything you can possible to serve the people around you? What do I want? This is our first focus meeting, by the way. What do I want and why do I want it? Why the hell am I here in the first place? In 10 years from today, what's 1 sentence of where I want my family to be? In 3 years from today, what's 15 sentences of what I want my family to be? And in 1 year from today, what will I absolutely, unequivocally, unapologetically go after, regardless of what anybody says or does to me, regardless of what anything that happens to me? I'm going to go after that with all of the effort, all of the attitude, and all of the belief that I have inside of my head, because those are the 3 things that I can control. I can't control COVID. Y'all can control COVID. We can punch back, and y'all need to give it up for yourselves for punching back like hell for a couple years, because that's collective unification. But you need to do it personally. You have to do these things personally. You follow me? All right, that's our mission statement. Our 5-pillar philosophy. This is our belief as an organization, all right? Challenging workouts, focused mindset, nutrition education, goal setting, and an empowering community that pulls it all together. Somebody raise their hand and tell me, what is a challenging workout and why is challenging workouts number 1? And without that, the whole house collapses, implodes. Challenging workouts. What'd you say, head trainer of the year?
Results are our resume.
Results are our resume. Are you trying to be, you're a head trainer of the year, right? Are you trying to be nice to anyone on camp? You trying to be nice? What are you trying to do? What's your outcome within that camp?
I want to transform their life.
Transform their life. And how do we do that in the 45 minutes that we get to spend with them every day?
Challenging workouts, push them outside their comfort zone.
The same question I asked you guys at the very end of camp, if you saw my camp, the very last question I asked, because I'm checking myself on that, right? How many of you did something you've never done before today? Raise your hand. And I'll call on 2 people, right? There we go. See, you guys are still in it, right? Katie, what'd you do today you've never done before today?
I stayed super low in the squat jack.
Yeah.
Put your hand in my face and into my face.
She said, I put my hand in her face and I made her stay like here and jack like this, and my hand was like there. It's like, this is your brick wall. Don't hit your head on the brick wall. Trevor, what'd you do today you've never done before? And how do you feel right now? Right? So here's what just happened. You hear what he said? He said, I'm going to keep that standard for myself. You see how powerful that is? In 30 seconds. How long did that take us? 30 seconds maybe? Like the back half of one exercise? I sat, I stayed, and I swiveled, and I made sure all my groups were getting all of their goals, and I was pushing Trevor. I said, you're going to do something we've never done before right now. And I made him go. And he wanted to, but that standard that I set for him, that is the transference of influence. That is the transference of standard. And now he said, I'm going to take that standard and I'm going to carry it forward. So if you're trying to be nice on the floor, you're going to be bad. If your goal is to, obviously all of our goals to not hurt people. That's why the methods of training are form over everything, load, and then manipulate reps. But if you're trying to keep everyone safe and that's your goal, then you're just going to be soft and you're going to get no one to do anything they didn't want to do before, they haven't done before today. You've got to be willing to push them outside and give them the confidence. There was one time in camp where I was like, I said it to one lady, I said, you're a badass, dude. And she was like, oh my goodness. And then I was like, I saw her reaction. And then I was like, point at someone and tell them they're a badass. And then everybody started doing that. And everybody was like, oh, okay, here we go. Right? Because we are transferring the energy. We're setting the standard. And when I do it for you two, do you think that's like, just like happenstance that I come to you two? Why do I come to you two, Ezzy? Because you're leaders. And I know that when I get them to do it, that other people are just going to follow. They're just going to follow. So challenging workouts, I mean, it's really the burn, right? That's everything. It's everything. And it's not just a couple people in camp. It's everyone in camp. As many people as you possibly can. How many people were in that camp? Who knows the stat? I don't know. 90? When I asked the question, 45 of them raised their hand. About half the room, maybe a little less, raised their hand and said, so 90 people. So I got 45 people. And I didn't know anyone. So I was able to build relationships in one 45-minute period with 45 people, right? And that's what we're going to teach you to do today. It's only because I've had 15,000 camps of practice. And I'm not comparing myself against you. I'm just saying that even today when I went back and I did my feedback loop with Luke, he even said, dude, you got 45%. I need you to be at 65 next time. And I said 10-4. Yes, sir. Because I don't want to settle. I know that out of the 27 rounds, I missed timing twice. My standard is 0 times. 0. I know it. I caught it in the moment, and I was using a head clock. But my point is, challenging workouts are the standard that you can transfer, the energy that you can transfer. But you cannot transfer that energy if you don't possess it. If you don't have it, if you've never been challenged, if you haven't done it, if you're not pushing yourself, how the hell are you going to push somebody else to do it, right? Come on, Evelyn, let's go. Let's go. I'm up here preaching. So we know what focused mindset, nutrition, education, and goal setting are. Listen, call to action. We got a limited time with you. Everyone needs to know this. This isn't just like a trainer thing. Everybody needs to know what our 3 focus meetings are. We built some sandboxes. There's 3 focus meetings. We give you the language, and then we just say, hey, run with this. And then give us some feedback when you do this, 150 times, and tell us how it went. What's the 3 focus meetings that we have? Raise your hand. What are the titles specifically? This is good. Yes, part of Evolution, Atlanta, Georgia, South Carolina. It's been out for 2 years now. Ain't nobody know it in here. Nobody knows it except for D. All right, come on, D. What is it? Break the pattern. Is that all you know? Hey, you're doing good, D. You got one, D. Let's go. Make the plan. Deep dive. As he likes his deep dive. So these are our 3, and you guys all need to you need to know enough to be dangerous. Who's a BA right here in this area? Why do we need to know enough to be dangerous with focus meetings? Who's booking them?
To get a member to book it, we have to have the information. If you have a great team, then you can change lives together.
Yeah, and somebody says, what is a focus meeting?
You gotta know.
You gotta know.
It's where you get with the trainer and you go over your goals and you go through nutrition. They can weigh you, do your body fat percentage, your muscle mass percentage.
That's the old way. I like that way. The new way is you're going to meet with your trainer and you're going to go through 3 succinct and different meetings that are going to be the milestones to your journey. The first one is called
Break the pattern.
the second one is called the third one is called
Deep dive.
Okay, and that's every new member that comes in the door goes those first 3. What happens if we who's been in a box gym environment before? Who's been in a box gym environment before? What happens in a box gym environment when you first walk in? You got a bunch of food in your mouth you want to swallow.
I know, bad timing. We're trying to sell them.
Trying to sell them. What else happens usually? You get that consultation.
Make a lot of false promises.
A lot of false promises. We throw them on the scale.
Yeah,
We throw.
we ask for extra money.
Ask for extra money.
Talk to me. You can't talk to me unless you pay extra.
Right? Who's had that experience at a box gym before where they walked in and all they got was upsold and wanted to get thrown on a scale and just wanted to like be another person that they could sell? Not here. Break the pattern means what do you want and why do you want it? Who's been asked that question in this room? Almost no one asks that question. So as soon as you sit somebody down, you ask them and you're serious about it and you're sincere, our focus meetings are a perfect amount of time. They're perfect. They're not too long. Because if you do your right job, you're going to say, hey, why are you here? What do you want? Why are you here? They're going to talk for 14 minutes, and then you're going to say, all right, let's book our next one. It's called a build the plan, and we're going to go into the nuts and bolts of your actual plan next time. So I say that to go back to your homework to say, what do you want and why do you want it? Please, 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 franchise partners, if you are a mentor, or ops managers, if you are a mentor, training managers, anybody, know these 3 focus meetings, all right? And then make sure that the entire team is on it. Okay, how much time do I have? 15. Okay, I'm gonna talk about core values. Okay, core values, because core values started becoming popular in like the early 90s after the power suit, power tie, business world of the 70s and 80s. And like, oh, this is too much. We need to soften this and we need to actually define who we are and how we behave. So our core values are how we say yes to things and how we say no to things. Our core values define what leadership is. Core values are the heartbeat of the organization. They're on the front of your packet because they're the most important thing. And yeah, and there are just 4 words there, 4 phrases. But these 4 phrases mean something. They mean something really deep to this organization, and I hope they mean something really deep to you. And my question is going to be, my second part of my homework is going to be, these core values that I'm about to go over have to fit into your life. They have to be congruent with you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And if they're not, then you don't belong here. And that's okay too, because our job is, like I said, to build you up no matter where you end up in life. We're going to make you the best we can possibly make you here. So let me teach you about core values and how important they are to you as a person. And furthermore, how if you don't have them as a person, you'll never know what organization you fit into. You'll never know, how to construct something out of nothing and build a business. You'll never know unless you have your core values. This is the way you move and shake. It's how you navigate life. If you don't have these, you're going to say a yes to a bunch of things you shouldn't say yes to and no to a bunch of things you should have said yes to. I think I said that right. Because they actually navigate you, okay? People first. People first. Everything in our lives. I speak of Morgan, myself, our HQ team. This is how we hire, by the way, and this is how we fire. Core values right here. If you don't exude these, I don't give a shit how smart you are, excuse my language. If you don't show up and you don't put forth people first, integrity, pride, and results, and authenticity, and the definitions of those, sorry, you're not a bad person, you're just not my person. There's a lot of people in the world. Okay, this community's got to continue to stay tight. And how you do that is take these core values personally. If you are one of those child watch employees that works maybe 4 camps a week and you see a piece of gum outside on the ground in front of the doorway, pick it up. Right? If you see a light out in the parking lot, don't wait 6 months to fix it. Call somebody, be proactive, take it personal. Why should you take it personal? Well, because don't you care the most about everything in your life? Don't you care the most about your family at home? And don't you want to make them proud? And aren't they looking at you just to go to work to provide for the family, whether it's a little bit or a lot of it? And you got to bring that money home. You also have to bring that attitude home where mom, dad, auntie, uncle is happy in the job that they do, right? Isn't that a responsibility of you as somebody who puts their family number one? So take it personal, not for me. Don't take it personal for me. Take it personal for your family. Because how you do one thing is how you'll do everything. So part of people first is your people first. I'm not talking about, hey, we're going to put people first, right? You, as an individual, as a human, put your family first. Do not waste their time by showing up somewhere and just half-assing it or phoning it in. When you do one thing right, you condition yourself to do all the things right. Okay? You always got somebody else with you in your life, whatever you believe in. There's somebody watching you. You better do the right thing, right? Because that's always the right thing. We exist as a business to help all of you, as I already talked about, reach your goals and your dreams. That's why I said you need to know your vision. Because if I ask you and you don't know, I can't help you. So I need all of you to be able to recite your vision any given time. And I'll see you at Summit, or I'll see you at another regional training, or I'll come back for when you guys hit 500, 600, 700 members for a milestone, or we do a philanthropic event. I'm going to ask you. And those who know me long enough know that I will. You better have an answer. Trust. The foundation of any relationship, especially a company that's built on relationships. Trust. Over the first 7 years of this organization, from 2015 to 2022, we were going so fast, so hard, I forgot to slow down and have conversations like this where it's like, listen, I'm an open book. Trust, transparency, telling you the things that are on our mind all the time, giving you anticipation of the future so that you can exude people first and you can tell the people at home where your career path is going so that they can be excited about the future for you. And over the right around the end of the pandemic is when Morgan and I drew our line in the sand, and we stepped over that line and we said, no more. No more. We can't be scared of the people that want to leave when we are transparent. If you don't want to grow, and I ask you, do you want to grow? And you say, no, I'm good. I'm like, then why the hell are you here? Like, there's the door. We can still be friends, but you can't be here. Growth mindset only. There's a great book called Mindset by Carol Dweck. She's a professor at Stanford University, and she wrote the book called Mindset. It's growth mindset versus fixed mindset. All of you should write that down and read that book as your personal mental game. Growth mindset. Carol Dweck, D-W-E-C-K. Integrity. It means that we have the pure intent to make the best decision for the greater good. It doesn't always mean that you make the right decisions. Raise your hand if you made a wrong decision in your life. Do you want to be held hostage for that one wrong decision forever? No, you don't want to be held hostage for one wrong decision because it comes from a place of truth and love. I've done this many times. We almost rolled out live streams in the middle of the pandemic. Y'all were like, no! I was like, wait, that's the wrong decision, isn't it? Let's not do that, because we might have competed with you in your markets, right? But now we're working on an app for 2023 where somebody, John Metzger, actually on the FAC raised his hand. He said, what if you just maybe like let us sell it? Oh, that's a good idea. It's going to take 2 years to build it and $1.5 million, but that's a good idea. And so now in 2023 in Denver, I'm going to stand on stage with my phone fully functioning right here to show you the future of Burn Bootcamp inside an app in which you will not only monetize your gym memberships, but also you will monetize yourselves Burn Bootcamp meals to add to our supplements and Burn Bootcamp digital services that you get to actually make inside of the gym and that we make from headquarters in your space on the app where all your members can take you and all your pretty faces wherever they want. Solving the problem. Hey, will you please make a workout for me when I go on the road? I can't make it into the gym today. Or teach me about foam rolling. Or I don't know how to do double unders. Like, teach me. There's deep dives for that. There's now going to be content for that, okay? So integrity means, and that's an example to say, hey, that's in action. I made the wrong decision. It was from pure intent because I just wanted our membership to be happy and so did you. But I put you in the middle and that wasn't fair as a franchise partner. And so I rolled the decision back. We just said, no, I'm sorry, I made the wrong decision. That's called humility. And so if you make the wrong decision in your organization, have the humility to roll it back. That's really what integrity means, okay? Pride in results means we really give a crap about how well we do. Profit and culture, walking that tightrope. We really care about the bottom line and the results because with abundance, we can create more abundance. With abundance, we get to create opportunities for more and more people to change their lives and for franchise partners to continue to expand. And for you to have, if you're not a franchise partner in that phase of your life, you have an opportunity to learn from someone in a growing organization where you can also have a career path. And to me, that's very, very exciting. We're focused on unit economics. That's what that really means. If you hear unit economics, what that really means is how well each of the gyms do. Just so you all know, it's irrelevant to me. It's relevant, but not as relevant how much money the system brings in at the top line as it is for you at the front. Like, I care more about Johns Creek bottom line than how much money we make at the top line at the system. Because without you being successful, there's no chance in hell I'm getting to 10,000 units. No way. There's no way. When I say me, I meant we. There's no way, because you need to have abundance to have abundance. And so my dream is not possible unless I help you chase all of your dreams and manifest. And to me, I think that's a really good position to be in. So we do care about, education. This right here, this is pride and results. Morgan Kline will tell you that the key to our scale, the key to your unit economics is education, number one, education, number two, and education, number three. More information, more knowledge, more same page, more operating system, more opportunities to connect, BLP, regional trainings. What's coming soon, I hope you all raise your hand and really want to jump for joy and be a part of, is the blue carpet certified locations. This is going to change the game for us. It's going to bring access to training to people in the West Coast that we can't get to. I mean, Amber and Carly and LP and Luke and Morgan, they're beasts, don't get me wrong. But we can't really split them in four. Amber and Carly are only one Amber and Carly. They can't have four Amber and Carlys, right? So we need to leverage and partner with the system who has been raising their hands for years to say, I want to do more. I want to do more. We need more training. This is manifesting. This is coming to life. That's pride and results. That's education, education, education. And lastly, authenticity. It means we're never going to negotiate with the soul of our brand. You might see co-ed camps, the family camps come on and women only go away. That's not changing the soul of who we are. That's changing the soul of our brand. We still exist to empower, inspire, and transform the lives of the women in our community. And as long as I'm here, which is at least till I'm 54, I'll give you that. I'm 35, by the way. 54. That will be everything that we focus on. Will be through that lens. And we're going to continue to get it sharper, clearer, more well-defined, better unit level economics. I believe that the app we roll out in 2023 is going to give you an opportunity over the next 24 months to double your economics. Just with new offerings, right? Who's ever heard the best way to make money in a business is to sell people things that are already buying from you? Who's heard that before? Okay. That's the way to grow a business. We have all of these raving fans in here, okay? And when they sit down with you for a focus meeting, wouldn't it be nice to just show them all the different options between supplements and meals and whole foods and things that you can make for them that empower their life? And you can one-click buy, boom, that EFT revenue comes to the associated home gym and we're gone. So all this, I don't want to talk too much about that because that's the future and we're talking about right now. But I do want to give you a cast out into the future, into 2023, to see where we're going. So we'll roll out the app in 2023 at Summit. We're going to have months of training before it goes to the public. Months of training before it goes to the public. So between these 4 core values, people first, integrity, pride, and results, authenticity, this is how we say yes to things. This is how we say no to things. It's how we navigate life. My ask of you is that you write down your 3 to 5 core values, no more than 5, 3 to 5 core values that you and your family stand on. They can either be similar or the same as these, or you can add additional ones. But you have to know how to navigate your life if you're going to navigate your career and if you're going to help and navigate other people's lives, right? How could I possibly tell you to set goals for yourself if I just didn't do my life annual planning and I had 6 different categories and put 1 goal for each category into my life for the next year? If I'm not already doing these things, I can't teach you to do that. So you can't teach members to do these things if you're not doing these things. You guys follow me? So we're leaders. We're the leadership factory. Raise your hand if you're a leader. If you believe that you're a leader in your heart, in your head, that you're a leader. I love that. I love that. It's most of the room. And it's not a right or wrong thing. There's a lot of people that just like, man, that's a lot of work. I see what that LMA, leadership management and accountability is, and I don't want to do any of that. I'm more of an independent person. I like to work on my stuff and I don't really want to deal with y'all's stuff. I'll be a part of the team, right? So it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't like leader versus follower. I think it's not bad to have leadership management accountability or to not. Either way is cool with me. Define your future. What vision do you want? Why do you want it? And then the way that you're going to navigate getting there is to define your core values so that you don't get caught up in somebody else's vision and somebody else's mission, and that you know what you want. And at the end of the day, if you've done all the work and you still come back to burn is everything for me, it changed my life, it created abundance for my family, gave me the body I've always wanted, it gave me the mindset I always wanted, I ain't going anywhere. I'm down for that, because neither am I. So I'll leave you with one thought, because I'm 1 minute over. I'm doing good. I'm usually 15 minutes over, and Carly's standing there looking at, oh, you are standing there looking at me. Oops. I'll leave you with one thought. Championship teams decide together what their goal is and then commit together to reach the goal. If you look around this industry, we started in 2015. We just cracked the top 10 in revenue in fitness franchising. Just cracked the top 10. We're number 9. Our goal is most impact and most revenue, culture and profit, most impact and most revenue on the planet. Currently, Planet Fitness sits in that category. And I don't think, right, that they are holding up their social responsibility to move the needle forward for humanity. I will promise you that this guy, and wherever she went, that girl, when we get there, will be the voice that deserves the top spot, that had worked for it, that put people first the whole way, and I thank you guys for being here. That's awesome. I'm going to turn it over to Carly. Let's first get on our feet. Give it up. Get on your feet real quick. Get on your feet. Shake it out. Shake it out.